Before the towering empires of Rome and Persia, before the rise of Athens or the walls of Babylon, there was a world where civilization was just beginning. A time when humanity took its first steps from mere survival to shaping the earth itself. This is the story of the ancient world, the dawn of cities, kings, gods and armies. Welcome to part one of our journey through history, the first civilizations. Here in the land nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, life teems with an energy unseen in other corners of the world. These rivers, often referred to as the lifeblood of Mesopotamia, provided the essential resources that allowed early human societies to flourish. This is Mesopotamia, a land we call the cradle of civilization. It is here that the first seeds of human culture and society were sown, giving rise to some of the earliest known cities and complex societies. It is here, from the fertile silt deposited by these mighty rivers, that humankind first shook off the nomadic life and planted the seeds of civilization. The rich soil allowed for the cultivation of crops, which in turn supported larger, more stable populations. Around 4,000 years before the birth of Christ, small farming villages began to blossom into bustling city-states. These early communities laid the groundwork for the development of complex social structures and governance. Uruk, with its towering temples, and Lagash, with its complex irrigation systems, stand as testaments to the ingenuity of these early Mesopotamians, the Sumerians. Their innovations in architecture and agriculture were revolutionary, but the Sumerians' greatest invention was the written word. This breakthrough allowed them to document their achievements and pass down knowledge through generations. Cuneiform, a script etched onto clay tablets, allowed them to record their laws, their stories, their very thoughts. This early form of writing was a cornerstone of their civilization, enabling the administration of their cities and the preservation of their culture. The Epic of Gilgamesh, a tale of heroes and gods, of love and loss, was born here, a testament to the enduring power of human storytelling. This epic not only entertained, but also conveyed moral lessons and cultural values. Yet, the story of Mesopotamia is not without its conflicts. Prosperity bred rivalry. As resources became more coveted, tensions rose among the city-states. The city-states, once islands of innovation, now eyed each other with suspicion. Competition for dominance led to frequent skirmishes and wars. Ziggurats, towering temples that scraped the sky, rose from the heart of these cities, monuments to both faith and power. These structures were not only religious centers, but also symbols of the city's might and prestige, for in this land of abundance, the seeds of warfare were also sown. The quest for control over fertile lands and vital resources often led to violent confrontations. As the power of Sumer waned, a new force arose, Sargon the Great. His ambition and military prowess reshaped the political landscape of Mesopotamia. Sargon carved out the world's first known empire, the Akkadian Empire, uniting the disparate city-states of Mesopotamia under his iron rule. His legacy set the stage for future empires and the continued evolution of civilization in this ancient land. As we journey westward, we encounter a land shaped by a different kind of river, a river that brings not just life but also timelessness. The Nile, with its gentle and predictable flow, has been the lifeblood of Egypt for thousands of years. This is Egypt, the gift of the Nile. The river's annual flooding deposited nutrient-rich silt along its banks, creating a fertile ribbon of land in the midst of the desert. Unlike the unpredictable Tigris and Euphrates, the Nile is a river of remarkable regularity. Its dependable cycles allowed the ancient Egyptians to develop a stable agricultural system. Each year its waters rise, inundating the land with a fresh layer of fertile silt. This natural irrigation system was crucial for the survival and prosperity of the civilization. By 3100 BCE, a king named Nama united the upper and lower kingdoms of Egypt, marking the birth of a unified Egyptian state. This unification was a pivotal moment in history. Under the rule of pharaohs, considered both kings and living gods, Egyptian civilization flourished. The pharaohs were seen as intermediaries between the gods and the people. The Egyptians' reverence for their pharaohs and their obsession with the afterlife found expression in some of the most awe-inspiring monuments ever constructed, the pyramids. These structures were designed to ensure the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built under the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, is perhaps the most iconic of these structures. It stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the ancient Egyptians. Its scale is staggering, its precision breathtaking. The construction of such a monument required advanced knowledge of mathematics and engineering, but Egyptian ingenuity extended beyond monumental architecture. They were pioneers in various fields of science and technology. They excelled in medicine, developing sophisticated surgical techniques and treatments. Their medical texts and practices were advanced for their time. They mastered irrigation, harnessing the Nile's bounty to transform arid lands into fertile fields. This agricultural prowess supported a growing population and complex society. Egypt's story is one of cycles of periods of unification and division, of prosperity and hardship. These cycles were often influenced by the river's behavior and the political landscape. Yet through it all, the Nile remained constant, ensuring that Egyptian civilization would endure for millennia. The river's enduring presence is a reminder of the timeless connection between nature and human achievement. Our journey eastward takes us to the fertile plains of the Indus River Valley. Here, in what is now modern-day Pakistan and India, another great civilization took root. Around 2500 BCE, the Indus Valley Civilization emerged as a major force in the ancient world. Its cities, such as Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, are remarkable for their advanced urban planning. Unlike the labyrinthine streets of many ancient cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were laid out on a precise grid system with wide avenues and sophisticated drainage systems. Their inhabitants enjoyed the benefits of indoor plumbing and sanitation, but the Indus people left behind few grand monuments or boastful inscriptions. Their story is whispered through the subtle language of archaeology, through the intricate designs on their pottery and the enigmatic figures carved into their seals. The Indus script, a series of enigmatic symbols found on seals and pottery, remains undeciphered. By 1900 BCE, the great cities of the Indus began to decline. The exact reasons for this decline remain a subject of debate among scholars. Yet its influence persisted, its legacy woven into the fabric of later Indian civilizations. As the sun rises each day, it casts its golden light upon another great river, a river whose fertile waters would nurture the rise of one of the world's most enduring civilizations. This is the Yellow River, the cradle of Chinese civilization. By 2000 BCE, a new chapter in human history was beginning to unfold along the banks of the Yellow River. The Xia dynasty, shrouded in myth and legend, is traditionally considered the first dynasty of China. While archaeological evidence for the Xia remains elusive, their story speaks to a time of great change and innovation. It was during this period that agriculture took root in the fertile soil of the Yellow River Valley. The Chinese learned to control the river's flow, irrigating their fields and ensuring a stable food supply. This newfound agricultural surplus freed up a portion of the population to specialize in other crafts. Bronze working began to flourish in ancient China. Early forms of Chinese characters, etched onto oracle bones used for divination, provide us with glimpses into the beliefs and practices of these early Chinese societies. It was here, along the banks of the Yellow River, that the foundations for one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations were laid. And so we've journeyed across continents, following the stories of civilizations separated by vast distances. These journeys have revealed the intricate tapestry of human interaction and the relentless quest for connection and exchange. Yet even in these ancient times, a web of connections was being spun, linking the fates of these burgeoning civilizations. This web was not just a means of survival, but a catalyst for growth and innovation. These were the ancient trade networks, the threads of connection that carried not just goods but also ideas, innovations and cultural influences across the ancient world. They were the lifelines that nourished the growth of empires and the spread of knowledge. From the bustling marketplaces of Mesopotamia to the sun-drenched temples of Egypt and the meticulously planned cities of the Indus Valley, goods flowed along these ancient routes. These exchanges were the lifeblood of these civilizations, fostering economic and cultural prosperity. From the east came silk and spices, exotic luxuries prized by the courts of kings and pharaohs. These items were not just commodities, but symbols of status and power, coveted by the elite. From the west flowed timber and precious metals, essential resources for the construction of temples and palaces. These materials were the building blocks of monumental architecture and the physical manifestations of divine and royal authority. And from the south, along the treacherous maritime routes of the Indian Ocean, came ivory, gold, and even live animals. These perilous journeys brought wealth and exotic goods, enriching the cultures they touched. But these ancient trade routes carried more than just material goods. They were the arteries through which knowledge and ideas flowed, connecting scholars and thinkers across vast distances. They were conduits for the exchange of ideas, for the spread of technology and innovation. The cross-pollination of knowledge led to advancements that shaped the course of human history. Religious beliefs, too, found new adherents along these ancient highways of commerce. The spread of spiritual ideas and practices enriched the cultural and religious landscapes of the ancient world. Through these exchanges, the civilizations of the ancient world became interconnected, influencing each other's development in ways both profound and enduring. The legacy of these interactions is still evident in our modern world. The ancient trade networks played a vital role in shaping the course of human history. They were the threads that wove together the fabric of our shared past, creating a rich tapestry of human achievement and connection. As we reflect on these early civilizations, we see more than ancient ruins. From the fertile valleys of the Tigris and Euphrates to the banks of the Nile and the Indus, we've witnessed the emergence of complex societies. In the next part of our exploration, we'll venture into the Age of Bronze, a time of powerful empires, legendary cities, and epic conflicts.